What's up, YouTube? So, despite my last video, I'm in a bit of a better mood to see that my new album uploaded. However, I was experiencing some minor technical difficulty when using TuneCore to upload my album. And then on top of that, TuneCore sent me a message saying, you can't feature these artists in your songs. Okay, so I removed them from the featured section of my songs, and then we work the songs that I had featured artists in, and then I hit upload, then I hit re-upload on all the song files that needed to be reworked, and all of them re-uploaded correctly except for one. Now the first track on my new album features a YouTuber by the name of Sourze Music, Sourze. Check them out on YouTube, they're pretty awesome. And they were one of the artists that unfortunately didn't want to be featured with TuneCore and all that. And this is the problem that I was having. Okay, so then when I reworked the song and thought I'd uploaded the file correctly, I went to go hit the play button to make sure. But guess what? The play button on the TuneCore wasn't working, so I couldn't hear which version I uploaded. Yeah, so I couldn't tell if it was a reworked version or not. And had I known, I would have triple checked and re-uploaded the file. But I go to upload the fucking song, and the page would scroll back up, and I didn't hit the scroll button. You see what I'm saying? So because I kind of accidentally, Sourze Music got into another one of my songs. I've used them before, they're pretty awesome. And I've always been sure to say featuring, you know, if I've ever used a YouTuber for their beats, I feature the YouTuber's username in the song, so I don't take complete credit for it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, good news is it's uploaded, and people seem to be responding to it rather nicely. Now, a couple things about the new album. Let's see. One person had asked, what is the inspiration behind KingCobraWave? Well, KingCobraWave is basically a binaural beat I custom made in GarageBand. I took 4 separate binaural beats and recorded them into one. And the binaural beats that I used to record the KingCobraWave. And before I get into that, let me explain what binaural beats are. Binaural beats are sound waves that you can listen to get you into a meditative state, basically. Yeah. And I combined 4 different sound waves to make one awesome sound wave. And the ones that I used are titled Hades Gates, Marijuana, Acid, and a shroom dreamlike state kind of thing. And it's designed to alter your mind just by listening to it. Yeah. It's 30 minutes and it's fucking intense. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying on that. So, you don't have to listen to the entire binaural beat if you don't want to. But, for beginners, I give it like maybe 4 to 5 minutes of it. And switch to the next song and see how you're feeling. And if you're feeling pretty good, it's not taking a hold of you too much, then, you know, keep listening to it. And the key is to focus on the high and the low frequencies on either end of your headphones at the same time. And to quiet your mind when you listen to it. And relax, and above all, you know, empty your mind of anything else but that sound wave going into your ears. And, yeah. So do be careful doing the sound wave. That is a potent combination of of binaural beats. Second thing, my 7th album features a couple of songs from older albums, plus a remake. And the original Smoky Hypocrisy sounded pretty good, but with the new GarageBand, I'm like, I bet I can improve this song a little bit, make it more catchy. And then when I took on that challenge, I'm like, well, there you go. It doesn't sound half bad at all, does it? No, it doesn't. Now, despite what I might have said in the last video, I have decided not to give up on dating, but to be a bit more cautious and to be a bit more patient. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? That can be the unfortunate part of dealing with life's bullshit, and I found ways of coping with it. Guitar definitely helps. And I strive to get better at it. I would be playing some right now, but I just got done playing before the video. And I took time to reflect upon some of the things I said in my last video. And the reason why I've decided not to give up on dating completely is I gotta be honest with you, okay? Prior to me thinking I had a date Friday night, which was yesterday, I was in a relatively good mood. I had confidence in myself, and it must have reflected because I had a couple of other attractive women checking me out. Like, I'm not bullshitting you. It was like, damn. So, yeah. And when you can sing like Elvis Presley and play a mean guitar, man, I guess it depends on if they're into that kind of music. If they're not, then, if country is their thing, I can sing Whiskey Lullaby, both parts quite nicely. Oh, they like rock, do they? I can do a little bit of Seether. I can do a whole bunch of different songs, yeah. I can sing like Asking Alexandria. I could probably sing like Bring Me to the Horizon. Oh, wait, I know I can. And the snakes start to sing. If you can't soar with the eagles, then don't fly with the flock. I can sing like a variety of musicians, though. That's one of the things. One song I like to fucking sing is Blood Brothers by Papa Roach. That's a good song. I like that song. Reminds me of playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the PS1 way back in the day. Seeing all the rage is the PS3s and the PS4s. My PS3 right now, I like playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online. That is my shit. I had a 4-star wanted level on GTA 5 online, and I managed to lose it. And in the spot I lost it, I created a deadly boat race for GTA 5 online. I've also created another race, a land race. It's pretty crazy. And then I have 2 death matches that I created. And I was playing one of my death matches with a GTA 5 online character, and I was facing them, and they had level 305 versus level 40, whatever the fuck level I'm at, you know what I'm saying? And I still managed to get at least 8 points on them. And I had a couple of impressive kills on my death match that I was quite proud of. So even though I lost the death match, I still kicked a little bit of ass before I lost. And at the end of the death match, a lot of the players that were playing it gave it the thumbs up, which means it was well liked. Now I have Shotgun Car Fun, which is a classic, of course, and then my other deathmatch is Tower of Terror. This is kick-ass looking clock tower that you can climb up to, on GTA 5, and I created an awesome deathmatch around it with a couple of vehicles, some jumps, some exploding, gas tanks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and you're pretty much forced with your forced weapons a minigun. But I call it a Gatling gun, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the minigun's cool because it shoots a lot of ammo really fast, but it's slow to fire up. And the two death matches I've created are, when players have played it, I've noticed they're very action-packed, in-your-face, competitive, and both teams have a fair advantage because both teams have easy access to weaponry. I play a deathmatch on GTA 5 online where if one team gets a hold of the weapons first, it kind of makes it difficult for the other team to do that. I hate playing deathmatches like that because it's not fair for any of the teams playing. So when I create a deathmatch, I like to create it to where it's fair and fun for both teams. You see what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, I have loads of fun playing my deathmatches. They're quite fun. Pop into a random fucking lobby and just invite people to check that shit out. And most players will play it if it has a high approval rating overall. You see what I'm saying? And not after I created those two death matches, and then a couple months went by and Grand Theft Auto 5 came out with my favorite gun. I'm like, that's what's up. But in order to get the sawed-off side-by-side shotgun on GTA 5, I'd have to switch to a PS4, which I'd have to get a PS4 and then switch my PS3 account over to the PS4, which hopefully would save all my death matches, and if it doesn't, I can always remake them. That's not a problem. But yeah, I don't know sawed-off side-by-side if it was legal. But those are illegal to own in Wyoming, and the kick would be a mule to shoot, and shorter barrels decrease from the accuracy, so I'm keeping my shotgun stock. The gun's empty, of course, but this is what I got to shoot with. These are Winchester International. They're basically small game loads, which are great for home defense in an apartment complex, and they're low recoil, but they still kick pretty hard for low recoil. They're low brass steel shot. Pull two out and show you what they look like. You see what I'm saying? They got the silver on there. I thoroughly enjoy the sport of shooting, and I can pick up 4 cases of these at Walmart for like maybe a little bit over $20, like maybe $24, $25 at most, which that's not bad, you know. And my shotgun happens to take 2 3/4 inch shells. These are 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch. I'm not sure what that stands for, but I know that one right there is 1 1/6 ounce 7.5 shot. Yeah, this could really fuck somebody up. So, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, I was kind of bummed about my date being canceled last night, but then the album getting released did seem to brighten my mood a bit. But then, when the album fucked up, I was like, really? It was cool of TuneCore to let me know that certain artists don't want to be featured on there, so when I tried to fix the problem, and then TuneCore wouldn't let me play it back before posting it. And then, when it said the file was taken, I assumed it was the right version, but then when I went to go listen to it on iTunes, all the other songs that I had fixed were fixed properly, but the one song that didn't get fixed was My Lady Friend Mary Jane. So even though it doesn't say featuring Source music, I would like to give them a huge shout out for their awesome music. And again, if TuneCore hadn't been experiencing some site difficulties, that wouldn't have happened. But at least TuneCore tried to warn me, like, hey, you know, so if the album gets taken down earlier than expected, then you'll probably know why. In that case, I'll just have to make a new album if it does. Yeah. Now, some of you out there know that guns are great for home defense. And in the 3 to 4 or 5 years, I think like 2 to 3, 4 years I might have lived here, I've only been broken into once, and the person that did it was someone I knew, and that person skipped town and went and got their life together. They now have a fucking job, you know, but I handled that situation appropriately. And just to prove to you that this thing is empty, I'm going to open her up, not all the way though, but just halfway. Opening it up halfway, won't engage the hammer. As you can see that, of course, it's empty. And the safety was already on. That's the safety right there. And if you squeeze it, it doesn't go click click, so the hammers aren't engaged. Now, prior to my last shooting video, I was having trouble with keeping my sling on my shotgun. I had like 4 guitar strings wrapped around this thing. I took 2 off and then tightened it a bit, and then pushed it all the way to the stock right here, the forearm, and it doesn't move around. And now I can carry this thing on my back, and it's got guitar strings holding it on there. That's pretty badass if you ask me. And when I look down at the bead of my gun, the guitar strings, they don't obstruct my bead sight, so that helps. Yeah, Stoker double barrel, 12 gauge. Cost me $420. Bought it on $420. And I took it out shooting on April 20th was the last time I took it out shooting. Same place I did the video. And I did both triggers at once. And surprisingly, I didn't fall on my ass. But it did jar me around a little bit. Yeah. Now, there's a little bit of rust, like right there. It's not bad. It's like very, very, very light, and it's on the inside of the barrels right there, right here, and then a little bit like right there. So I need to get gun oil and some rust prevention. And when I do this, I'll go to Sportsman's and tell them what I need to keep my gun clean, and the staff there is very helpful. I'm sure they could hook me up. And then I gotta clean my gun, because if I want to keep this Stoker in good working condition, then I gotta keep her clean. But the rust on it's not bad, and it doesn't affect the shooting, so I do gotta do that. Yeah. I got a Monster Import sticker right here and right here. That's pretty badass. I ordered the sling from Connecticut Shotgun Factory, Manufacturing Company.com. The same people who made the AA-12 shotgun, the double barrel pump shotgun that some of you might have seen, where it's got a handle that goes like that, and it spits the shells out the back. Some people will, you know, they might sit there and say they like a pump or a semi-automatic better. And, you know, truth be told, yeah, they may hold more shells, but they take a lot longer to load, because you're sitting there, shunk, 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 you know what I'm saying? But I've seen, you know, the cowboy action shooters with their double-barrel shotguns, and you can get pretty fast at reloading these. And there's a common misconception that if you have a burglar break into your fucking house, that if they hear that if you rack the slide on your pump shotgun, that'll make the burglar piss their pants. Not necessarily, no. Sometimes it may not. And the thing of it is, YouTube, if you rack that fucking slide, you better be prepared to shoot. But with this double barrel shotgun, there is no pumping. Breaking it open requires a little bit of grip there, and you hear the hammers engage. I'm not going to really do it, obviously, but you get that chunk, chunk, and then you close her up. You can't just boom, boom, okay? Now, if you're creeping through your house or whatever, trying to stop the bad guy from breaking in, and the only thing they feel and hear is the click of the safety, and they feel the back of the barrels press against the back of their skull. And that's really all you gotta do, and say you have 2 seconds to identify yourself now. And you're exercising your right as an American to bear arms responsibly. You know, I don't keep my shotgun loaded unless I have to use it, but I do like to have ammo for it just in case I want to go shooting, or if some asshole decides he or she wants to break in. You know what I'm saying? The sound of a double barrel shotgun getting loaded up is about as iconic as that. You see what I'm saying? And they make rounds for shotguns like Dragon's Breath and Explosive Slugs. So if the zombie apocalypse were to start, I at least know I have something to protect myself from the zombies. Now, I can get this modified to a tactical shotgun. If I were to take this to Poison Spider Gunsmithing, or the gunsmithing shop over on Poison Spider Road, get a rough estimate how much it would cost. It'd be cool to have this thing pistol gripped and then the barrels chopped. But you can do it, it just has to be within federal limit. You know what I'm saying? Beyond federal limit, you have to live in a state where you have to have a $5 tax stamp and do paperwork and all this other bullshit. But Wyoming doesn't have that. So the most I could do is legal limit. And legal limit, I've seen it on a single barrel shotgun in a pawn shop, and it looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. But the recoil would be a bitch. All that recoil would be absorbed into your wrist, because you'd be holding it like that, you know what I'm saying? Versus having that recoil, the extra stock does help with the recoil. And yes, I don't have a recoil pad on this. I don't feel the need to use one. But having the recoil absorb into this area of your arm right here where it's supposed to be versus your wrist. Now this area of your body is going to be a lot better at absorbing recoil than this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't shoot a pistol grip shotgun and it's just a booger to shoot, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're chopping down the barrels especially, you're decreasing from your range. So, yeah, this gun is stock length out of the box. And I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? Loads of fun to shoot, you know. Now, in my defense, in the shooting video, it's been a long time since I've been shooting, so I temporarily forgot how to load a pump shotgun, but then once I figured it out, last time I shot that pump shotgun was on April 20th, you know what I'm saying? We didn't film it, though, because I had a low battery on my phone, forgot to charge it. But then once I remembered how to load it up, yeah, it was simple enough, you know. And you notice that with the coach guns, especially the internal hammers, yeah, it's really, you know what I'm saying, you can't just, you know what I'm saying, when you go to pull open, you really have to, you know what I'm saying, they don't just fall open. You have to give a little bit of pull to them, you know what I'm saying. But the coach guns without the hammers on the inside, the hammers on the outside, where you have to go, you know what I'm saying, those just fall right open. And the reason why these have more pull to them when you're breaking them open to load them is because they gotta cock the internal hammers. But even after you've put the hammers in and engaged them, you can't just squeeze the triggers, you have to disengage your safety before you can shoot. And that is a safety feature for this gun, and these things are so simple to operate and maintain, check for safety. With the pump shotgun, the semi-automatic shotgun, however, they have a lot more moving parts, and you have to be especially careful with the pump shotgun if you're going to clean it, because they hold more ammo, you know what I'm saying? So if you're going to clean your gun, you got to rack the slide as many times as you can to make sure all the ammo's out. And always be sure to check your gun to see if it's clear before you handle it or clean it. That's a given. Because you get people who don't, and they accidentally shoot and kill themselves. And it makes gun owners look bad. And as a responsible gun owner, there's nothing you can really do about it, except own your gun responsibly, and kind of take it with a grain of salt, because the extremes of gun owners, of just guns in general, you know, it ruins it for a lot of people who enjoy the sport of shooting and shoot guns responsibly, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like having your own religion, or, you know what I'm saying, like, the extremes of your religion ruin it for the outside world's perspective, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So, because TuneCore's glitch in the website caused me to accidentally use another YouTuber's beats, I figured I'd give them a shout out in this video, even though it doesn't say featuring Soar's music on. The track originally said My Lady Friend Mary Jane featuring Soar's music, but when TuneCore sent me a message saying, oh, you can't feature the artist on TuneCore, so I'm like, alright. So I took Soar's music beat off my song and redid the beat, and then went and saved it onto my computer, and then uploaded it to my iTunes list, and then tried to re-upload that file, and then changed the name so it didn't have the featured artist. So I changed the music and the name for all the songs that they asked me to do, and then because of that glitch in the website, you know what I'm saying, I ended up accidentally doing it anyways. So like I said, I'm gonna give them a shout out, obviously, so I'm not taking credit for it. Yeah. But I do enjoy the sport of shooting. It's quite fun, and these things kick. Okay, this is a 12 gauge. Okay, it doesn't kick nearly as hard as a 10 gauge, but, you know, 12 gauge with no recoil pad. Oh yeah, I got an all pointed star in there. That's pretty sick. I did that myself. Now, I did scrape a little bit of the finish off, trying to get the sling to stay on, because unfortunately, and I didn't like that, and well, that can be redone. I'm not worried about it as long as it shoots, you know what I'm saying? And it's got scratches in the barrels, and it needs a little bit of cleaning up in the but I'm willing to bet you that I can probably buy all the stuff I need to take care of that minor rust and the scratches. I bet you I could find that shit at Sportsman's. Now, if you can find, I mean, one box of ammo at Sportsman's is like $25 to $30. Yikes. You can go to Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods and you can pick up shotgun ammo for way cheaper, and you can get it in a bundle. You see what I'm saying? And it never hurts to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Because this right here, YouTube, this right here, this is my zombie gun. This right here is my zombie gun. Now, if you have a shotgun and some explosive slugs, you're ready to go. Basically, these are slugs that explode upon impact. They were designed for the well, not the AA-12, but yeah, I think, yeah, it was the AA-12. Okay, I know I messed up on the name of that Connecticut shotgun. The DP-12, that's what it's called, yeah. Well, you've seen that shotgun that looks like a big old bullpup, and it's got these fucking gnarly ass barrels poking out the side of it, and it's a pump, and it has a chamber on each side, and you can load like 7 to 8 shells per chamber. It's like I seen that shit, I'm like, damn. Now, when I ordered the Connecticut shotgun sling, this part obviously goes around the barrels, and this part, by the picture, according to the picture, this loop goes on this part right here. So when I followed the instructions exactly, I noticed this didn't stay on like it was supposed to. And I'm like, well, okay, I gotta find a way to secure that so it doesn't fall off. I could have used zip ties, that would have worked too, but I decided to use guitar strings because why not? It's badass, right? The only downside to it is there's a section of string right there that's tucked right there that I don't want that poking me in the back though. That's the only downside to it. So I gotta find a way to tuck that in so it won't poke me in the back. And it hasn't poked me on the back yet when I've carried it on the field in the shooting range, but yeah, might be a way to fix this. Let's see. And I don't want to undo the string so bad that it makes the sling move too, so this is a very delicate process right here. But yeah, the new album's out, and I'll provide an iTunes link for this video. Come on, you bastard. Come on, you bastard. There we go. So if I can find a way to tuck that string bit where it's not going to poke me or anything, find a place to like tuck it into. Let's see. I might just get like a little bit of tape, but then I don't want to do that because I don't want this big old glob of taped up string obstructing the bead sight. And right now the guitar strings don't obstruct the bead sight, so I don't want it obstructing the bead up here. That'll make it difficult to aim and shit. So it's got to be on there, but it's also got to be practical, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? You know, people have had their sarcastic comments about me over the years. Look up gullible in the dictionary. I fear when he understands sarcasm, it may blow his mind or some stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh yeah, everyone's a smart ass. Join the peanut gallery. But don't join the peanut gallery if you have an allergy to peanuts. Like if there's a way to like tuck that string into that bundle of strings below it to where it doesn't come loose, that would be ideal. That way it's not poking me in the back, and that way it stays secure. And Stogers are good guns, there's no denying that. American-made Coach guns, that's where it's at. Well, I got that string bit tucked in there nice and neat. I don't know if they'll stay in there or not. I suppose if it comes untucked, just tuck it back into place. Now if I'm carrying it on the field, for instance, I can carry it at my side when I stand up, just like that. You see what I'm saying? And I'll do this really slowly so you can see what I'm talking about. If I'm in a situation where I need to draw it, easy enough. Now, my point to this, YouTube, is that religion gets a bad name too. Not every Catholic molests little children, you see what I'm saying? And if you want to stop the molestation in Catholic churches, you need to tell your clergymen that it's okay for them to have sex, but they must be protected, and the person they have sex with must be 18 years of age or older, and it must be consensual. And if it's not, that way, and seriously, because that's what's gonna fucking happen. That's just, that solves that solution right there. And then they act like, some of them even act like they're all shocked when they find out about it. Like, oh, we didn't know. Well, you want to stop that kind of problem in the church, then do that. When they say God loves all his children, that's kind of messed up, I'm just saying. Oh, this is my Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath t-shirt. Yeah. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath! I suppose it's like a lot of people have told me on Facebook before, gotta keep on trucking. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later.